I mean, though we hear a lot about, the importance of culture, and this is the best culture, this is not the culture that we want to imbibe. So how do you define culture? One, two, from a person who's just started, probably a college kid, a bunch of them have joined together and started on their own. I mean, how will they understand what culture is about? So do you think culture again is a parameter that I need to look at only once I start growing and reach a certain phase, or is it that I need to start imbibing from day one? If that is so, I mean, how do I get that thing? I have great idea, I have good team, but look, I don't have good culture, because it is intangible. So how do you address this thing?
There are multiple questions here. What is culture? Is it intangible or can I measure it?
Right.
And when do I actually focus on it?
Right.
At least these three themes are coming from your question. So, some of the work I do in the culture space actually comes precisely from there, where how can we measure the culture and make it tangible? And how I work with organizations and leaders to make it tangible is to actually use tools to measure how the values are being lived. Most organizations define these are our values.
Correct.
They are on the walls and the websites, but how much of it is truly being lived? And that being lived means in day-to-day interaction, in the dozens or thousands of decisions being taken every day, choices being made, how are they being made? That defines the culture of the organization. It's very interesting when I work with organizations to measure the culture, and there are quantitative numbers that come out. And just to give you, there is a variable we come out with called entropy, where we know that if it's less than 10%, it's a fairly healthy organization. Right. If it's more than 40%, that organization is likely to go bankrupt in the next 6 months.
Right.
And the beauty of it is, once you have this measurement, you can actually have among the leadership team, you can look together at patterns and see what the data is showing, rather than argue about this is my opinion and your opinion. And I've always found that creates a shared understanding in the path forward. And there's a very direct correlation between the culture of an organization and the financial success or any other parameter of success. Okay. So it's extremely important that attention is paid to it, and attention is paid from the beginning, because it's much harder to change the culture when it is settled than it is to actually be careful that you set it the right way.